Hello everyone, it's me, Anthony Coach, a guitarist on YouTube, lying down on the floor like a perfectly normal person next to a row of guitars. It occurred to me that I've got 6 Ibanez RGs that are pretty much identical. 1, 2, jump over that one, 3, 4, 5 and 6. And I've never actually taken the time to rank them in order of personal preference. And I thought, well, what better way to do that and to create some content than to do it on my channel. So that's what I'm going to do. First of all, I'm going to get rid of this, which is very much not an Ibanez. This is one of my favourite guitars though. This is it's not an Ibanez, it's a Chervel San Dimas with Seymour Duncan pickups, and I love it, but it's not going to get talked about very much today. That leaves us with the 6 Ibanez RGs. I'm pointing at them there in case you don't know what I'm talking about. 6 Ibanez RGs. And the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to pick them up in order of least favourite to favourite. And that very much doesn't mean that I dislike whatever is in the bottom position, whatever's in position 6. I love all these guitars and I will never get rid of them. And it's just occurred to me how funny that looks with this right next to the very classic Ibanez AS. Anyway, let's grab the one in bottom place, and it is the Ibanez RG321. I don't have anything against this guitar. In fact, this is the oldest guitar over there. I've had this for many years, probably bought it in about 2003, maybe 2004 or something. Real relicing, that's just the way I used to play back then in my angsty heavy metal days. So that relicing is real. And it's currently tuned to something crazy. Oh, maybe not too crazy, but it's definitely got massive strings on it for doing stuff like drop C. And for that reason, it doesn't really get used when I do my teaching over there, because not many people request how to learn songs that are in those crazy tunings. But one of my favourite things about it is how light it is and how no nonsense it is. 2 humbuckers, EMGs, and no trem system, string through, so it's just dead easy to get on with. I absolutely love this guitar, but not enough to put it any higher than position 6. Let's put that back and choose whatever's in position 5. What's in position 5? Can you guess what it might be? It is the Ibanez RG350, the Ibanez 350, and I think it was marketed as a bit of a cheaper alternative to the 550, a bit of a flagship model for Ibanez. And no prizes for guessing which guitarist I ripped off completely with my unoriginality, having pink Dimarzio's Evolutions and then the green volume and tone and switch. But this is very much when I broke out of the goth phase and I went to Manchester looking around trying to find a yellow Ibanez RG, and in the end I found one in Wigan and had it ordered, and I've never looked back since. I'm well and truly out of the goth phase, as you can see with the other colours, but this is what started it all. I thought, okay, I love colourful guitars, I love the maple neck on this, I love maple necks in general. I've actually blocked the trem on this one with my very high-tech trem blocking system. That means I can just tune down to E flat standard or D standard or any tuning really. Again, when I'm teaching, this is the guitar I'll grab when people want to learn Sweet Child of Mine. This is actually quite ruthless. In my head I'm saying all this stuff and it feels really tough to put those at 6th and 5th, but it's just because I'm so lucky to have 6 guitars that I love. This is next, the 370. It just pips over the 350, mainly because of the sound. It's got Dimarzio Pickups, and it's in this weird rubber red, they call it. And in the light you can see how it's not even lacquered. So that's where my hand goes for the palm muting, and it does this weird thing. I wish it had the matching headstock, and I wish it didn't have shark tooth inlays. I'm not a massive fan of shark tooth inlays. I don't hate them, but I just wish it had dots. Not blocked this one. That's actually still got that on it, which says 2008. I always leave stuff like that on as long as possible. The things on the back of the tuning pegs, I've still left them on there, and the same with phones and any tech. Never take any cellophane off screens ever. The sound of it, there's something about the sound of this guitar that is unbelievable. It just screams. It makes me think that it's something to do with the lacquer, but then I don't know how much of that stuff I actually believe in terms of tone, and I know it's a bit of a hot potato, all that tone talk and materials and wood and lacquer. Absolutely love that guitar a bit more than I like that one. What can I say? What's next? Well, we're up to the big three because we've got a Prestige. That's a 3250 Prestige. We've got the Genesis 565 and we've got the Genesis 550. Anyone who might have watched my other videos might probably guess what I'm going to go with. But if you're new to this channel, I'm actually going to go with this. This is the 3250. This is in third place. This costs twice as much as the others, or 4 times as much as the very cheap guitars that I own. Yet it's in third place. Why is it in third place? Because I sometimes feel, even though, you know, it's got a maple neck, which I love, it's got Dimarzio Pickups, which I love, there's parts of this guitar that really turn me off. The first one being the bridge. I don't really prefer this system. There are proper RG fans out there who know the names of all the different bridges and all the rest of it. I'm not one of those people, so I can't just off the cuff now filming this tell you exactly what that is, but I know that I can tell you that I'm not a massive fan of it. It's, for me, over complex compared to, I think, the Edge Zero. They're all called Edge something, whichever one this is, with the, it's got a weird system. I mean, it's probably dead clever and everyone loves it, but I'm part of the minority who's not that fussed. I'm also not a massive fan of the volume and tone. Every time I use that, that comes off. Look at this. You know, when you do your quick volume rolling after you've played a lick or something, that top bit always comes off, and you can't just swap those out because the actual post underneath is a different girth to what I'm used to. Love the finish, love the sound, love the neck, love the neck. It's the best neck of them all, by far. It's got this heel joint, which I know some people in my other videos have said is better than the Genesis models, but they're wrong, so stop saying that. Okay then, I consider myself extremely lucky to have two of my dream guitars. I've been wanting a 550 and a 565 for many, many, many years, and that day that Ibanez revealed that they were going to reissue those as the Genesis models, I was made up. So now I'm going to talk about what comes in second place. We've got the 550, we've got the 565, and as much as it pains me to make this decision, I'm going with the 565 in second place. I mean, it's got the reverse neck, reverse headstock. Reverse neck would be fun. How would you play that? Matching inlays. Notice I talk about how these things look first. That's because that's the most important thing. Also notice that I'm not playing these guitars. It's all about how they look. That is the most important thing about guitars, as we know. Obviously made it all white because that looks cool. Dimarzio pickup upgrade. I mean, you can't go wrong. This is the joint in question. How can you not love that? That looks so retro and so cool. It's nowhere near as comfortable as the Prestige heel joint, but it looks better, and we all know that is more important. This guitar is a 10 out of 10. The only thing that has put the 550 above it is it's slightly more versatile. That's literally it. It's the same guitar, but it's more versatile because it's got more pickups, and now you can see I've gone with this red black thing. These are all Dimarzio pickups. I mean, when I got this guitar, it was like not a childhood dream, but like a young adulthood dream. Again, with the crazy heel joints. That was a surprise. I bought this online. I never buy instruments online, but as soon as I saw this, I thought, I'm having it. No shops around me stock it, so I'm buying it. And I got it, and then I looked at that, and I thought, wow, that is really cool looking. Yeah, crazy trem system for all that weird, wobbly, crazy stuff. Ibanez really peaked when they made the 550. I've got another Ibanez over there. That's very jazzy for when I try and do the jazz thing. So I do have an open mind for other guitars and other Ibanez guitars, but as you can see, the Ibanez RG is what I'm after, and what I like and what I love the most. Maybe one day get a 7-string. I've never ventured into the world of 7-string, but what would I play on it? I would just, the novelty would possibly wear off soon. Too soon. Over time it definitely would, and I'd probably just revert back to 6-string. In my 15-16 years teaching guitar, no one ever really requests to learn 7-string, so I can't even say that I'd use it for work. It'd just be for me, for messing about on. Anyway, I've talked enough about guitars today. Bit of a weird one. I didn't really play any of them. I just talked about them, but only because it's the Easter holidays right now, and I've just pressed for time, and I thought, what a video idea. It gets me talking about guitars, gets you looking at videos of guitars. If you like more content about guitars, mainly how to play them, and my ideas on shred and stuff, then subscribe. And special thanks to these names who support me over on Patreon. That is very, very cool of them. And I'm Anthony Couch. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you all in the next video.